if you work with AI, I guarantee you're going to get something out of this, okay? You probably know more than me, possibly do, but let me just get my thoughts out there to you. Today, I'm going to talk about a few different things and contrast between Claude, AI Studio, and OpenAI. Now, I'm going to start off with AI Studio because I was touting how amazing this is recently. One of the most amazing features to me, so if you go to aistudio.google.com and click on real time, you can talk to Gemini and you can show Gemini what you're looking at, especially on your phone. It's quite wonderful and it's free, and you get 10 minutes of communication time with it, and you can also share your screen. Now, I won't go into the details of it because I think you understand. You can show what's on the screen by selecting the screen that you want and talk about what you are doing. So, for example, I'll show it my uh, OBS Studio,
Okay,
I believe. Hello, how are you doing?
I see that you're using OBS Studio with a video capture device active. You also seem to have a Google AI Studio window open. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't know that you could see both screens. Ah, you're looking at it on the actual OBS Studio. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. I am able to see your OBS Studio window. Is there something you would like to do with it?
Yeah, tell me how to add some text onto the screen, please. I'm completely lost.
Sure, I can help with that. In the Sources panel at the bottom left of OBS, click the plus button. Then select
Is
Text,
this the
GD.
is this the place
That
where I
plus
should
button,
be? Oh, sorry.
yes, the plus. No problem, I understand. After clicking the plus button, select Text, GDEI plus. Then, in the
Think
window
it
that
says,
appears, you can,
hey, it says GDI plus, not GDEI. Is this the right one? I'm lost.
yes, Text, GI plus is the correct one. Did you find it?
Oh no, did I?
You have not added a new source yet. After clicking the plus button, scroll down the menu to find Text, GADI plus, and select it. Then you can add the text you like. Would you like help finding text, GDI plus?
Yeah, as you can see, sorry, I'm just testing you out here and demonstrating you on YouTube for later. I know how to do this. I was just kidding around. Ha, ha.
Okay, I understand, so you were just testing me. It looks like you have successfully added text to the screen and it says, haha. Is there anything else I can help you with right now?
Nah, that's it. Thank you very much. End the conversation.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
Looks like the video stays open afterwards. So I love that feature and showing it my computer screen and getting help like using Blender. I'm not super familiar with Blender, so it's nice to be able to be told where to go. However, sometimes it has a memory of what it should be doing, but uh, what you see on the screen doesn't match it and it can't fully get there. And I think that you'll find that same experience all throughout the Google AI Studio platform. It's very, very good. It's just not fully there yet. I have belief that Google will get there in the end. I can't see how they can't with all the money they have, all the TPUs they have. But I don't think that it is the best for coding or understanding everything. But it's definitely the cheapest, it's fast, and it's very, very powerful. However, I started off doing some stuff today. My son was using his computer or his phone. I needed some time for myself, and he had asked me many times in the past to make a game for him. And I've always been a little bit busy, but he was playing a game that was extremely annoying sounds and had very many adverts whenever he wanted to do something and needed me to show him how to get past certain screens. And I was like, okay, you sit in there, I'll make something. AI Studio was able to get me to, I think, let me see, this screen within about 5 minutes. Now, I can make this. I can make a better thing than this, but it will take me the day to test and do. Now, I just have sounds, you know, and I can record the sounds. I host it on my own website, and I click stop, and I click save, test 2, and he's 5, by the way, so he loves this. You know, he's just sitting there hitting buttons and asking me if it's the greatest song in the world. And of course it is. Yeah, it's wonderful. Now, he had another game that he immediately jumped onto because he got bored of this, but I didn't have to listen to any ads. And that was like a camera function. Now, I'm using my camera on this, but I think I can just demonstrate it here on my own phone because it primarily made it work for the phone on Video Maker. So I allow, and you can see yourselves or me on there, and I just go show frame, and what happens is that you move it around, and it's like that advert that you see always on TikTok or something like that, where you can make your face look all blurry. Now, I asked AI Studio, hey, a bunch of different times, and I got extremely annoyed with it because it either didn't fully comprehend what I was saying, couldn't do what I was saying, kept on going back over mistakes that it made in the past. And I was using the Gemini Flash thinking experimental one. Now, since I started using that, I've had some other thinking around it, which I'll get to in a few minutes. But, you know, I was of the understanding that this is the best of the best. I guess there's the pro experimental, but yeah, any thinking to me sounds like it should be thinking and be doing better. And it doesn't say 2.5 in the pro, but, you know, however it was, I was able to resolve a lot of my problems using Claude. Now, Claude API is how I use it because I like using it on there because I don't run into limitations. It's fairly cheap. It's very fast. It's very clinical. It's not the most creative, but it is fun to use in the sense that it gives you your results, makes it work for you, and it gives you proper feedback. It's like having the Spock of AIs, in my opinion. Although I have had an argument with it before, it does not like to be other characters, and it will stick to who it is, and it is very loyal to Anthropic, possibly because of all the, you know, lobotomies that Anthropic and AWS do to its brain whenever it steps out of line. But I really like Claude. Now, if you think that I'm crazy when I'm saying that, they're literally the ones that created the tool set to be able to examine the LLM mind map of how it functions, and did so that they could actually remove parts. No, it's cool, but yeah. Anywho, I found after using these two, I missed using OpenAI, and I thought, you know what? I'll bite the bullet. They went out to O3. They're going mini, medium, and high, and I liked it before when it was just on the O1 Pro, and why not jump back onto it? And let me have a look. Do I have it up here? Yes, I do. So I jumped onto it, and I have got the O1 Pro right now, and I was just making some fractals because the very first thing that I did is like, hey, visualize the Riemann hypothesis to me, because I have no clue what that is. I know many other people do, and this was the result. And I'm like, okay, I don't fully get it. Thank you for giving me it. It did give me an excellent explanation, but my brain, as I said, was frazzled, tired, and minding the kids all day. But I thought, hey, I need something better than that. And I ended up asking it about the video tool that I was having a problem with. Claude didn't fully solve it, and I was quite dismayed that also O1 Pro couldn't solve the exact same problem. And I ended up going to O3 Mini High, and it solved it straight away. It is, as it says, great at coding and logic. And this one is, as it says, best at reasoning. But I've found since then, after testing it for a few hours, that you want to create your query in O1 Pro, then get an example that may or may not be fully what you want and might break, and then copy that code over to O3 Mini High in my case, and then the code works really well. So I decided to branch out a little bit, and I made, oh, I didn't make it, these guys made it. It can't, oh, it does work with the keyboard. That's something I didn't know. This works with my tilt sensor on my phone, and it was made in about 20 minutes, which is pretty good, you know, back and forths and fixing mistakes and adding things in like the restart button. So you can shoot, don't think you can do that on the computer, or if you can, I don't know how. As you see, it can crash into things, gets a score, and it's also on my website, so that's another one for my son to use. That was 3 apps for him to use that are now saving me from listening to adverts that I don't want to listen to, and about what is it, Raid Shadow Legends or something like that over and over again. So after I made him a few things, we had dinner, played out, I played around and did a bunch of other stuff. I thought, okay, Riemann hypothesis is one thing, but what else could I make? I like fractals. Now, let's see if I can get the fractals up on the screen. Might have to change windows a little bit. So I'll go into that and we'll open up this screen fully. Okay. Now, oh yeah, here, this is my example. Make a ball that's rolling down a hill, you know. Oh, there is a new feature to Claude that I like quite a bit. So if you add into conversation, you can drag and drop your images in, which is relatively new to me. Okay. Now, that didn't used to be the case for a long time. You always had to go and click on the thing, look for your files, and get what you wanted from there. So now going back onto here, I made a few ones. The first one that I made with O3 Mini High, just to test it, was the Python Fractal Explorer 1. And, you know, it was not really engaging. I could just turn it around with the keyboard. I didn't particularly love it, but, you know, I could do a fractal and it ran quite nice. Now I've made a new one that I haven't seen, so we'll debug that now in a second too. The next one was Fractal Explorer 2, which I thought, oh, this is really cool. It makes my computer hum quite a bit. And I can zoom in. Warning, GPU load is disabled. Oh, okay. So, am I disappeared off the game? Yes, I'm disappeared off the window. Okay, Control C. Why are you not letting me change? So that was interesting. I didn't expect my camera to disappear. Oh, I'm disappeared because I'm behind the actual screen. Okay, cool. Still running. Because my face is very important for this. So Python Mandelbox Explorer. I thought this one was really nice. And I was like, oh, what's happening? It's all messed up, right? You zoom out and watch the fractal move around, basically become empty in the middle, and then start coming back in again. But I was like, oh, it's really nice, but it's really hard to see, like even for me on here. But I did like this. This is really nice. Anyway, we can go Control C. I thought we could do Control C. We can't do Control C. But I'll just do Control C here. Now the next one I was really impressed by. I went with the matrix style. And it's basically the same thing, but nicer colors, I think. Like, come on, that's cool. This was made in about a minute by O3. Or O1 gave it information, O3 decided to do it. It barely uses up any GPU on my computer. Like, I think that most of it was actually being used by my screen and my camera. So, yeah. let's have a look at the one that I am not too sure runs, but should run. So it's one we just made, and I'm not too sure what to call it. I actually, oh yeah, morphing. This is what I wanted to do. It's a morphing fractal. So let's call it morph for us, and let's give it a go. You are going to see this at the same time as myself. Ah, bugger. So that would be pip install py simple. Should have read everything beforehand. Py. Yeah, looks like that is the thing that was missing. Hopefully it's the only one that was missing. Frost. Ooh, first time installation. I accept. I haven't seen this before. Obviously, because it's the first time installation. Free trial. Let's give it a go. Trial period 31 days. Register now. Okay, dokie. Okay. Fractal coordinator. Enable reflections. Bounce. How do I? Bugger. Bugger. Okay. So that is something new that I haven't seen in these things. But, you know, looks promising. I'll try and add it in. I didn't want to do any post-processing on this video, but this is all code that it thought about. But I guess it is py simple and numpy. I don't know. I probably have numpy. I just did a install recently. Pip install numpy. Okay, WSD. Okay. Okay. So let's demo something else that's quite interesting. So I cannot start the game or the simulation. I get hit by a menu simple I create new version. So let's try that. So we'll do deep research, okay? Because this is the interesting part. So you click that, quick start, quick run. Now, I've found that every time you do deep research, it basically thinks of a bunch of questions and asks you them, and then well, okay, maybe not this time because it's like the fourth question down, but you can click on the deep research menu as it's going down, and it will show you its thoughts out on the right. It's reading a lot of things on GitHub, and it's pretty cool. Oh, I'm on GPT-4. When did that happen? Ah, I did not mean to switch to GPT-4. Why is it on GPT-4? How come I cannot select this one? Very interesting. Let's copy that out and just put that in and give it a go. New morph or ph2.py. Oh, let's see what it does. I imagine that it won't do very well. Yeah, it crashes, which is to be expected using that. So I'm going to take my previous example from morph here to reload the page. Genuinely surprised. Now on 4.0 Mini, I am not selecting that. Why am I not given my O1 Pro model? That is very annoying. Maybe we're going to have a new model coming out tonight. That always happens with GPT. So make this work with a different way of using. Don't want to use py simple view. deep research, go for it, and then see what happens. So it's not popping up the deep research, but oh, it does, yeah. Okay, Tinker is good. Okay, it's good. Let's do the deep research. There's no consistency in this. Oh, it's there. Come on. Give me. There we go. Okay, so over on the right-hand side here of the screen, it's not just telling you its thoughts, it's showing you what it's researching and what it's reading. I find this extremely interesting, and I do want to wait until I get it up and running. Here's another resource that you want to check, OpenAI down. So check it in my area quite often. It looks like it was suffering quite a bit earlier on today, but it looks like it's all right. I'm gonna put that into me causing it, possibly. Ah, there we go. It's running off on the side. I like how it talks to itself. I did notice on AI Studio in one of my questions that I asked it, and it was like the fourth or fifth time back and forth. Inside of its own thinking, it had possible bad language. I didn't read all of its thinking to look for it, but I feel as though I have annoyed my own AIs quite a bit in the last while, which I find quite funny. Um, but I really should try DeepSeek more. I have it on my other computer, but I don't know. I feel as though if I'm not using the 678 billion parameter model, I don't want to use it because it's not the best of the best, although it's going to be quite good. So that's that one there, and as soon as open source does better, why is that so much worse in size? Oh, okay. Um, give me both code. I think that that is something that should be inbuilt into all of these AIs. Is give me the full code and don't waffle on about the answers. At least for me, I want to test what you've done. I don't need to be hearing what you think you thought you did. I want to tell you what you did wrong when I see it, and give me half answers. So then I have to go search through your code, figure out where you actually made a mistake or where I should actually place this new update that is not going to work. And you're going to do that like 6 or 7 times in different places. No, just give me the whole code that you think is going to work. Furthermore, this is a bad one for them. Reason for 26 seconds and it got nowhere. So like, I have to ask. This is one you pay for, by the way. This is just not doing very well, but it is quite amazing in some of the ways. Come on. Well, I don't think that based on this demonstration, it would seems like it's worth the money. If you have AI Studio doing very well and Claude filling in some of the blanks. But maybe O3 Pro will be. You can do it. You can do it. I up here it said, oh yeah, here's the code. Pretty much close to doing it. Um, in this example, we use Tinker, yeah, and I gave it full code beforehand. I just wanted it to replace the GUI. It's all there. It should do it right, but maybe the delay is a good thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, go. Play, see, and oh, run, please. Okay, we should be seeing something. Oh, there we go. Ooh, look at that. I like, oh, it's a mandible. High GPU, disable effects of or close apps. No, how about you just survive? I want to get a 5090 anyway. Ooh, beautiful. I like that. Now I should be able to change the hue shift. I wish it was moving. I wish it was, fluidic. That's what I was aiming for when I made this. Do like it though. Beautiful. Fractal. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, did something. So as it goes towards one, you get nothing. I could look at this stuff all day. Fractals are nature. I should have been using my mouse to allow